I'm going to just record it for them, okay?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So we just act normal, just do what we usually do. Okay, so for our agenda today is we're going to review the sounds and spelling, and then we're going to learn a new concept. It's called the R family, and then we're going to spell, and then we're going to continue reading rope age. And I think if we do have time today, we might write a summary. But let's begin with our board. So I'm going to share the board with you. And the first thing I want you to do is I'm going to give you the remote control, and I want you to click on the sounds that I make. So can you click on the screen for me and move your mouse? Perfect. So the first sound that I'm going to make is D. B. K. And. And. Good job. And there's one more. Good job. J. Job. When does it say soft C and G? What three letters?
I, E, and Y.
And it's after, right? Good job. And then G. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Good job. And Ooh.
Wait, what did you say?
Ooh. And and one more. Good job. W. Yeah. Sh. Ch. Unk. Qua. Or z. E. A. A. I. A. Good job. And then let's go to our suffixes. So which one says most of? Which one says active? Somebody or more? Like of? So ly says like of, but y doesn't say like of. Good job. What about full of? Good job. Without? Quality of? Result of? Made of? Good job. And then plurals? Good job. And then
I don't think we did past tense.
Oh, sorry, past tense. What does that say? Good job. And then can you give me long E? So when I ask you for long E, can you give me remember the song that we learned yesterday?
So E, consonant E, Y, E are the best. EA are the rest.
Good job. And then let's review your sounds. What does this say?
B, K, and S.
Good job.
D, K, J, G, and J. O, M, N, N, R, S, T, N, W, X, Y, Z, Ch, Sh, or Z,
Good job.
K, Ng, Nk.
And then let's review our hungry rule sounds.
O, S, K, Ch, J, A, I, O, E.
Good job. What about our suffixes sounds? What does this say?
In, ed,
Ed.
t, and d.
Good job. What about this sound?
E, ness, Lee.
Okay. Good job. So let's review long E for a little, and then we're going to learn a new concept. So for long E, when do we use EE?
When it's a one
Syllable?
syllable word.
Good job. And then we will want to use a EE because it doesn't split. Good job. And then when do we use Y?
When you hear it at the end of a word.
And what sound is that?
E.
E. Good job. Okay, so today we're going to learn the R family. So the R family is over here. So these 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. These are your R families. So let's pretend these are families. They're a family, and there's 5 people in a family. So in the family, there's a dad, and so this is and all of them says so it's er.
Are they all brothers?
Or they could be brothers and sisters. There could be a mom, and there could be a dad. But whoever is in charge of the family, it's because all of them make the sound . Okay, so can you repeat the sound for me? Olivia, there's 2 more or 3 more. Good job. But there's 2 teenagers. Usually teenagers in a family, do they behave or misbehave?
Misbehave.
They misbehave, right? And they want to do their own thing. They want to be more independent. So there's 2 of them. There's 2 teenagers in the family. So these 2 will make their own sound. So the first one is or, which is O-R. Or, good job. R. Good job. And then the rest will say still.
Got it.
But these 2 will say different because they're teenagers. They want to do their own thing. So it says or and R. And then for the best bed, for when you hear an sound, the first choice that I want you to write is ER.
That's what I usually do.
Yeah, and usually it's usually going to be ER, but if it doesn't look right, then it's either going to be UR or IR. But if you hear an R sound, then it's going to be AR, and then if it's going to be an OR sound, it's going to be OR.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound pretty easy? Okay, do you have any questions for me with the R family?
Not really. But usually to me, I feel like ER is usually at the end more.
Yeah, so remember you see how there's an ER here? So that's like it's like the same thing, right? So when you see an ER at the end, you would think you would the meaning of it, which is ER.
Okay.
Okay. So it's basically the same thing, but for the R family, just for spelling and reading, most likely. But for suffixes, remember I told you it's with like meaning. It's just gonna help you with the meaning of it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you the remote control, and I'm gonna say that I want you to point to which one I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. So the first word or the first sound that I'm gonna make is R. Which one says R? Which one says And all of them says Which one says or? Good job. So that's the R family. Pretty easy, right? Okay. So now let's make the word. So the first word I want you to make is hurch. So how do I say hurch?
H.
H.
U R.
So is that the best sound?
No, ER.
ER.
And then CH.
CH. So what does this say?
Hurch.
And remember, ER is going to be your best guess. So for everything. Okay? For Next word I want is Hirsch.
What was it?
Hirsch.
Hirsch. You take out the CH and put in an SH.
What about harsh?
R. You take out ER and put in AR.
What does this say?
Harsh.
Next word I want is tarsh.
You take out the H and put in a T.
Good job. Next word I want is torch.
Torch. You take out the AR and put in an OR.
Good job. What does that say?
Torch.
Next word I want is yorsh.
Yorsh. Yeah, you take out the T and put in a Y.
And what does this say?
Yorsh. Yorsh.
Good job. What about York?
York. You take out the SH and put in a K.
Okay, good job. Next word I want is chork.
You take out the Y and put in a CH.
And what does it say?
Chork.
Good job. Next word I want is chark.
Chark. You take out the O, R, and put in AR.
Good job. Next word I want is chirk.
We take out the AR and put in AER.
ER. Good job. Next word I want is thirk.
You take out the CH and put in a TH.
Mm-hmm. Next word I want is theck.
You take out the ER and put in an E.
Mm-hmm. Does this look correct? Do I need to change something else?
You take out the K and put in an CK.
Good job. Because the vowel is by itself, right? The Hangul rule. Next word I want is fedge.
Fedge. You take out the CK and put in an DGE.
Good job. And what does this say?
Fedge.
What if I want fenge?
Fenge. You take out the the DGE and put, wait, what was the word?
Fenge.
You put in an N in the fenge. A J? No, I forgot what it's called.
Do you want to point to it?
Yeah.
Would that be easier?
It's this.
A G, right? G.
And then an E.
Good job. So you would need the smaller piece, right? Because the vowel's not by itself now. It has a friend. Good job. Okay, next I'm going to make the word and I want you to give me the sound of it. So the first sound is, the first word, sorry, is this.
Crane.
What this?
Crane.
What this?
Plane. Clorn. Claire.
So what does AR say?
R.
An R. So let's sound it out. So it's
R.
put it together.
Barn.
With this.
Learn.
With this.
Flean. Flean.
With this.
Full. Flean.
This is an E sound.
Fline.
Fine. With this.
Flynn. Fleur.
Fleur, and then you forgot the N sound.
Learn.
Right, good job. And then with this.
Glane. Glan.
With this.
Glanch.
With this.
Blurch. Bletch.
Oh, I'm not done, sorry. What with this?
Bledge.
Good job, Olivia. Okay, so do you have any questions for me with the R family before we move on to spelling? You got it covered? Okay, so let's go to spelling. And then can you click on next to the 1. Okay, are you able to type? Perfect. Yeah. So the first word I want is start. Start. Good job. Your next word is clerk. Good job. Your next word is perch. Oh, sorry, I clicked on it accidentally. Can you click back? Good job. Your next word is sharp. Good job. Next word is whisper. Close. So you have a w sound. I want a sound. Whisper. Just one H, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good job. And then your next word is somebody who farm. So your word is farm and somebody. Good job. And then what about act of time? So your word is time and act of.
Time in.
Does that look correct? Bully rule B. And then without hope.
Less.
Good job. And then what about sheet? So you have seat. I want eat. And is that going to be your best E spelling?
No.
No. Why do we use E instead of E consonant E?
Because it's one syllable.
Good job. Next I want is act of make.
Okay,
good job. That was perfect, Olivia. Okay, so next we're gonna do is read our book. So I'm gonna stop sharing.
Wait, I need to go ask my sister something.
Okay, go ahead. Are you ready? Okay. So we were reading The Rope Age. What do you remember what we were reading?
We were reading about a boy who was telling a story of his life. Well, I mean, we've only read like a couple pages, but
yeah. Do you remember the boy?
And it was Pete.
Yep.
And he had a mom and a Pop. He called him Pop. I called him Dad. But and he
What did the
And
dad
his
do?
dad wanted him to be a rope man because he was a rope man and his dad was a rope man. But Pete didn't want to be, and he was secretly taking fireman classes. And then when he was old enough, him and his dad he started at the rope place. And that's, I think, all we read.
Exactly. Okay, so let's go to our thing. And so
I think we were like
over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember what was going on though in the do you remember what they were talking about?
Like he was talking about like, well, if you want the rope to look like just no, I actually don't.
No? Okay, so let's start from the beginning then. So chapter 2. Oh. So chapter 2, life is going to change. Can you see the book clearly or is it covering?
I can see it clearly.
Okay, perfect. Let's begin.
This rope problem lasted for a decade or so. I was pushed into going to the rope factory when factory with Pop when I was 19. I respected Pop and wanted to help him. Pop and I hiked up the lane to the factory at sun up after pancakes to make and sell rope. Kids passed us on metal bikes. The men passed us in metal planes, but Pop and I kept on hiking in clothes filled with holes to the rope job.
So what's going on here?
So he's saying that everybody's like having metal stuff, but he got pushed to go to the rope factory, and he now has to work there.
So yeah, they're working on something.
Twist the rope, son, then check it.
Check
the rope size, said Pop.
Okay, now I want you to echo read with me. So I'm going to read it and then I want you to read right after, okay? So I have finished twisting it and the rope size is exactly what you expected, I stated.
I have finished twisting it and the rope size is exactly what you expected, I stated.
Now store the rope in the huge cabinets behind you, son, Pop said.
Now store the rope behind you.
The rope
in the huge cabinets behind you, son, Pop said.
Good job. I have it cut, shaped, and in proper size, so it fits nicely into the cabinets, I said.
I have a cut, shaped. I have it cut, shaped, and in proper size, so it fits nicely into the cabinets, I said.
Good job. Good job at pausing at the commas. Okay, now I want you to continue reading.
Dad was the best with rope, and I took pride in his rope jobs. While closing up the factory at sunset, Pop asked if I liked the rope family.
The rope
life. I flashed a big smile and said, It's swell, Pop, just fine. I didn't tell him that I planned to be a fireman. Well, things went on like this for quite some time. Pop kept on making rope. Mom kept making pancakes. Jack drone.
Let's say, what does this say?
Jake drone kept on raining in waves of cash.
Kept on
raining in waves of cash. The holes in my clothes got wider, and I kept on taking fireman classes.
Do you know what the purpose of a semicolon is? So like this little thing.
It's like kind of like a period and comma.
Yeah, exactly. So when we see this, it's most likely like another pause. So I liked how you
it's like take a little bit of a longer pause.
Exactly.
It's kind of also like a scenery change, sort of.
So it's basically what's like listing things, but like changing it a little. But it's not necessarily like a period, so it doesn't end the thought, but it keeps going. Good job. Let's keep reading.
One night I had finished up at the rope factory when a fire alarm went off up the street. Dad was closing up, so I secretly slipped on to the street. As a fireman truck came. As a fire truck came by, one of the men reached out and grabbed my hand. These men were all from the fire club. The fire was ablaze.
What sound is that?
Ablaze.
Is this an ass?
Ablaze.
Ablaze.
Ablaze at Rose Hope's home.
Do you know what ablaze means?
No.
So it means that the fire was up in the air. So it's like up, like it's a huge fire. It's blazing. There's a fire.
She was our best baker. The truck pulled up to her home. I helped set up the tall ladder, and we got to the fire quickly before it could burn much of her home. Her cat was in a closet near the fire. I grabbed the hose and sprayed the closet and then saved her cat. Rose promised me
promised me
all the baked rolls I wanted from then on. When I came home, I slipped into my bed, but did not wake Dad. I dreamt of being a fireman.
So let's stop right there for a little. So what happened? So he was helping his dad at the rope factory, and then what happened?
There was a fire down the street. No, there was a fire alarm, and it was down the street, and he slipped away and saved a cat, Miss Hope's cat.
Exactly. What do you think is going to happen next?
I think He's going to become a fireman.
Mm-hmm. How do you think his dad will react?
He might be a little frustrated and sad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll see. Let's keep reading.
He might actually be happy too.
Mm-hmm.
At sunup, all men on...
At sunup,
a man on the tube
mm-hmm.
said life was going to change. He said there would be a long streak. Strike of the strike at the metal base. Metal base. He said that rope was the hot thing and to go spend lots of cash on it. Then there were rope hammocks, rope chairs, rope tables, and rope benches.
Rope benches. This does not say there.
These were stylish and inexpensive.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what inexpensive means?
Like not very expensive.
Not very expensive. Because you see how there's the prefix that we learned? In means not. So you could say, if you know in and you know expensive, then you know not expensive. Good job. So what happened? Oh, sorry. What happened? So what happened? What did they realize?
So they realized like rope was back in style.
Yeah, in the beginning it wasn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see what happens.
Pop gave Mom a quick glance and then the phone began to ring. People wanted lots of rope products. They had lots of cash to spend and wanted Dad to make some rope homes. Men had to stand in line of the rope factory
in line
at the rope factory to spend cash on the rope. The line stretched for miles. However, I didn't want to spend my time in the rope factory. I wanted to be a fireman.
The end for chapter 2. Let's review a few sounds. So can we say these words for me? Can you say this word for me? Well, actually, can you say this word for me? The second one.
Hamchate. Pame. Paw. Do you vowel change it?
No, I want you to vowel tag it.
Palm chat. Palm chat.
So you're saying aw. Is that an aw sound?
Pep. Palm chat. Palm chat.
Pam.
Chate. Pam chate.
Good job with this.
Thuve. Wick. Ick. Wike. Wedge.
Good job. Okay, so knowing that chapter 2, let's write a summary. So we wrote the who and what over here. that happened. So I actually wanted a summary just of chapter 2. So can you give me maybe, let's figure out what happened. So can you give me the main points that happened? So maybe 5 ideas.
Okay, so 1, there was a fire. 2, rope was back in style. 3,
what happened in the fire?
Pete saved a cat. Pete saved Rose's cat. 4,
Or you don't have to exactly give me 5, but can you write me a summary now? Can you give me at least 3 sentences for this chapter 2? So in the beginning of chapter 2, Pete and his dad were going to the rope factory. So let's begin with that, and then can you write me 2 more sentences or 3 more?
So wait, I kind of got distracted. I have to do something.
So can you write me at least a 3-sentence summary of this chapter? So chapter 2.
I can't get the control.
Oh, sorry. I have to give you the remote control. There we go. Try doing that.
So let's see. So
in the beginning, Pete and his dad were going to the rope factory.
Okay.
So I want you to start with there and then go on with that. Do you need help?
And yeah, it's getting really slow.
So that part. So Pete ran to the fire. He saw that there was a cat that was. What are you trying to say there?
That was trapped.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you say that one more time?
Trapped.
That was trapped. Okay. Are you trying to spell trap?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see now.
I think it's
Nope.
E-R.
Olivia, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, you broke out a little. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back. So you're trying to say trapped, trapped, right? Oh, there's two of you. Okay. Okay. Olivia?
Yeah.
Are you there? Okay, so you're trying to spell
Yes.
trapped, right? So what's the sound of trapped? What do you hear?
T-R.
T-R?
P. E-D.
E-D. Does bully roll be? Or bully roll, actually.
Oh, and then you put another P.
Another P. Good job. So Pete ran to the fire. He saw that there was a cat that was trapped.
And rescued it.
And rescued it. Okay. And then can you continue on the next sentence? I'll give you the remote control. Oh, yeah. Are you able to type? Oh, I think you have to click on the where you want to write first. There we go.
The next day. Next day. Let's see, the next day. Should I say the next day there was a man. The next day, rope was back in style.
So remember, summaries. Yeah, that works. So you don't have to explain it like word for word of what exactly the book said, but you could just give me a general idea of what it said.
I'm done.
Okay, so let's go over it. So when we go over it, we're going to use cops. Oh, someone get the remote control back. So cops. So what I'm going to look for is capitalization, organization, punctuation, and spelling. So let's start with capitalization. So Pete and his dad, Pete is a word, it's beginning of a sentence, and it's a name, so good job for capitalizing it. Pete and his dad were going to the rope factory. That day, when they were closing, there was a fire. Pete ran to the fire. He saw that there was a cat that was trapped and rescued it. The next day, rope was in style. Good job. So capitalization seemed, everything was supposed to be capitalized, which is good. I'm going to put a smiley face next to it. And organization. Pete and his dad were going to the rope factory. That day, when they were closing, there was a fire. So this is a run-on sentence.
We could do like, and then we could do period at, so factory. Then
that day.
Then that day there was a fire.
Good job. Yeah, that works. Pete ran to the fire and he saw that there was a cat that was trapped and rescued it. The next day, rope was in style. Good job. Punctuation. Pete and his dad were going to the rope factory. That day, they were closing. There was a fire, period. Pete ran to the fire. He saw that there was a cat that was trapped, and then there needs to be a comma in between and, too. Mm-hmm. And rescued it. The next day, rope was in style, because it's your listing things. Good job. And then spelling. Pete and his dad were going to the rope fact. So
I was like, I didn't know we were going to do the highlighting thing.
Oh, I forgot. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're supposed to go highlight, but let's just go over it since
I knew that one was wrong, but I tried to sound it out.
Thank you. So what would it be instead of a K?
A C.
A C. Good job. And then you have Turi. I want Tori. Factory.
O-R.
O-R. Good job. That day, when they were closing, there was a fire. Pete ran to the fire. He saw that there was a cat that was trapped and rescued it. The next day, rope was in style. So style is actually going to be a Y instead of an I, but you wouldn't know that because we didn't learn the concept. So I'm just going to give you that, okay? So can you read your summary for me?
Pete and his dad were going to the rope factory. That day, when they were closing, there was a fire. Pete ran to the fire. He saw that there was a cat that was trapped, and he rescued it. The next day, rope was in style.
Good job. So that was a very good summary. And so that's only going to be a small summary because we only did one chapter. But after we finish our book, I want you to give me a full-length summary, okay? So that was really good. You did a really good job, Olivia, today. And I will see you tomorrow, okay?
Bye.
Bye.